a date of birth then? Because I have to run it with a name and date of birth.
I'm not going to answer that question.
So you're telling me how I should do my job, yet you're not allowing me to do my job.
I'm standing up for my right.
I have absolutely nothing in the vehicle.
Okay. And you don't mind confirming that by allowing us to look and make sure there's nothing in the vehicle?
I do mind, but only because I'm a lawyer.
Is there any situation in which the person just says, I'm not talking to you, and you would detain them now that you know the actual order?
I'm going to object again. It's calling for speculation. You can answer it if you understood.
I can't say.
These are the moments when cops destroyed by 200 IQ lawyers, starting with a case of the officers who sued twice for unlawful conduct.
What are you arresting him for? Huh? He hasn't violated really a crime yet, so not.
Are you investigating a crime? Or possible crime?
Possibly.
Okay, he's obstructing an officer from doing his duty, right?
Okay.
On March 22, 2019, Kenneth Grant, an Oklahoma City-based insurance adjuster, parked outside a home on Summer Valley Road in Blanchard, Oklahoma. He was waiting to inspect the roof with permission from the homeowner. Officer Haynes questioned Mr. Grant, asking for identification. As the interaction escalated, Officer Haynes called the Assistant District Attorney ADA for advice. The ADA confirmed that without suspicion of a crime, Mr. Grant was under no obligation to provide ID.
How's it going, man? You live over here, or what's we doing over here? I've had a couple people call in on you. Oh, no, they're just calling on you saying that you don't recognize a truck in the area. So, my duty to check and see if you live over here or what's going on.
I'm over here for a purpose.
Okay. All right. You working? You see you got a ladder in the back. You working somewhere?
Yes, sir.
You got a driver's license on you just so I can identify you?
Have I done something illegal?
Well, I like to identify you, just know who I'm dealing with, make sure.
Right, I show that to you.
Well, if I'm making contact with you for a reasonable suspicion call like I am right now.
Being suspicious is a mystery.
Well, sir, here's the deal. I was called on you, okay? For a suspicious vehicle, you said yourself you don't live over here if you have a purpose. What's your purpose? Is the purpose legal or illegal?
That's right.
Okay. So for me to determine that, I need to see your ID.
How is my ID going to determine whether I'm...
Well, it helps to let you know who I'm dealing with. Let me know who I'm dealing with.
But my name doesn't tell you whether I'm...
Yeah, it will tell me, like, if... I don't know if you belong over here. You said you don't, so I don't know if someone over here's got a VPO or something against you, and if you got your ID or something.
Did I say I didn't belong over here?
You said you had a purpose.
I don't live over here.
Okay.
Okay. I do belong
Okay.
here.
All right.
So, that's as far as I'm willing to take it.
Do you have a date of birth then? Because I have to run it with a name and date of birth. So you're telling me how I should do my job, yet you're not allowing me to do my job.
I'm standing up for my right.
And I understand that, like I said.
I haven't done
but
anything wrong.
I'm doing my job,
Okay,
conducting an investigation.
I haven't committed a crime. I'm sitting here in front of a house, which is perfectly legal.
Well, you're not completely on the roadway there, sir.
You understand that by not identifying yourself appropriately as requested by the officer is illegal.
It's
Okay.
obstruction.
That's a secondary charge. Okay, I have to be for you to ID me. You say Oklahoma. Okay, I have to be suspected of crime. I'm not committing a crime.
Well, you are committing a crime. You're trespassing.
Shut up. Somebody has called in.
You don't tell me shut up.
I'll tell you what I want to tell you. And you are also required by law, upon request from law enforcement, to ID yourself.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing. Sorry to bother you. I got a random question for you, though.
Well, technically, there's no obligation for him to identify himself. I mean, unless you've got reasonable suspicion that he's committing a crime.
Well, the thing is I have no reasonable suspicion to believe that he's not committing a crime because he has a ladder in the back of the truck and he's in front of houses that aren't occupied right now. I'm curious why a man from Oklahoma City is parked on a dead-end road in Blanchard, and he has no. I asked him if he lives here, and he says I don't answer questions.
Yeah, man, I don't think you got anything to compel him to give you his identification.
Okay.
I know that's not what you want to do.
No, that's why I called you instead of just ripping him out of his truck.
Despite this, Haynes, with the support of Police Chief Stacy White, detained Mr. Grant, citing obstruction of justice, a charge vague and often misapplied under Oklahoma Statute 21-540. Eventually, the officers released Mr. Grant without charges. However, Blanchard Police Chief White ordered a citation for obstruction. None of the officers issued it after the chief left.
Well, we don't want to identify ourselves completely. We have his name based on the tag, but we don't know that that's actually his name. That could just be the person registered to this vehicle. And he doesn't... A suspicious person... I don't know that.
You didn't cooperate. Arrest him.
Yeah, we're about to get ready to do that. Matt's trying one more thing.
You're under arrest.
What are you arresting him for?
Huh?
He hasn't violated really a crime, Dad. So
Are you investigating a crime or possible crime?
possibly.
Okay,
Suspicious
he's
vehicle.
obstructing an officer from doing his duty, right?
Okay.
Said you're meeting somebody here in a few minutes?
Yep. Legal right to make contact with you, that's no problem.
And I don't
Now,
have
you're
to
obstructing
answer
that. I'm not here to listen to you. I'm here to tell you what's going on. Okay? I don't care if you record me.
We
I don't
are
care.
recorded
Okay,
too.
you're obstructing an officer from doing his duty. So now you're under arrest, unless you want to cooperate. Okay, but
I'm
why
just
do I have to
saying.
answer questions?
I'm
I'm
just-
here for a legal reason.
Can I
I'm just
get your
not
date of
answering
birth?
questions.
Can I get your date of birth?
You're failing to
I don't
identify
have
yourself.
to by law.
You
I
are
have the
failing-
Fifth Amendment right
You are failing to
not to
identify
answer
yourself.
questions.
You
What
want
law
to
have I
identify
broken?
yourself.
What law have I broken to identify
There's anybody
myself?
at this house. It seems there's anybody at this
What
house.
What law have I done?
Turn around, pretend right back for a second.
Site
What?
obstruction. For one. Okay. Just relaying what two told me that one. So, yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Following the incident, Mr. Grant filed complaints against the department, local officials, and the assistant district attorney for ignoring misconduct and failing to fulfill public records requests. But wait for this next case, where Orlando attorney refuses police request to search car. In July 2020, an Orlando attorney was pulled over by police for alleged vehicle infractions, including non-compliant tag lights and a license plate border obscuring the county name. During the stop, the officer explained that the two white lights on the attorney's vehicle were projecting outward rather than illuminating the tag, a violation under Florida law.
Hey, brother.
Hi, how are you?
How long ago did you get in a crash?
Like a year?
Okay. The reason I pulled you, you can't have white light emitting back.
What do you mean?
Your tag lights, they're supposed to illuminate your tag. Those two white lights, all they're doing is shooting straight back. You can't have any white light limiting them back. So then that also doesn't illuminate your tag. And on top of that, you got a border around your tag that blocks the county that you live in. You can't have that on your tag.
Are you talking about the one that the car dealership was at? The black one?
That silver one that goes around your tag? Yeah, you can't have that. You got your license, brother?
Of course.
Vehicle registered to you?
Of course.
So, and you got your registration for me? Do me a favor, roll down that other window for me. Thank you, brother. Perfect. Where are you headed to, man?
Home?
Where's home?
On University on Pier Drive.
How long you been in Orlando? Huh?
I work here since August or so.
Okay, your address just still says St. Pete on your license.
I need to update it when my tag in March.
Okay. Are you concealed weapons holder? Any weapons in the vehicle I need to be aware of? Nope, nothing illegal in the car. Alright, so after I'm done, if I ask to search the vehicle to verify what you're saying is true, you don't mind?
I do mind, but only because I'm a lawyer.
Okay. So you know it consented, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So you have nothing in the vehicle?
I have absolutely nothing in the vehicle.
Okay. And you don't mind confirming that by allowing us to look and make sure there's nothing in the vehicle? As you can imagine, we hear no all the time as they have nothing and we find stuff.
I'd rather not search my car.
Okay. Cool. Just hang tight, brother, okay?
After running the attorney's information and verifying it, the officer issued warnings instead of citations. He advised the attorney to fix the tag lights, remove the border, and update his address on the license to reflect his current residency in Orlando.
2829 by registered owner. Florida tag Charlie Alpha Hotel, Quebec 15. All right, Nicholas. So one, you got to get that fixed, those white lights in the back. Okay? If you keep getting pulled like that, you're going to get tickets. Non-stop.
I'll get it.
You understand that? That border? Take that border off. Understand that?
When I get home.
No further action was taken, and the attorney drove away without incident. But hold on your seats, because this next case is more shocking than the others. On January 15, 2019, an incident unfolded at the Cook County Courthouse that would spark a legal battle over constitutional rights and police conduct. Samantha stood outside the public courthouse, recording footage of the building. Her actions, entirely lawful under the First Amendment, soon attracted the attention of Lieutenant Donald Malazzo and Sergeant Jennifer Larson, both seasoned officers with over 20 years of service. As Lieutenant Malazzo approached, he asserted that Samantha could not record the courthouse, claiming there was a judicial order prohibiting such activity.
How many other people that you can think of have been detained for taking pictures outside of the courthouse since 2001?
I couldn't answer that.
Any that you can think of?
There have been other reports done, yes.
Okay. When's the most recent one that you can think of?
I don't know.
All right. And your testimony is that you were told there was a written policy. How is it that this policy was conveyed to you that you're supposed to detain people outside of the building taking pictures?
It was just a standing policy we had.
Did you hear my question?
Can you repeat it?
Sure. How is it that you became aware of the policy? Did somebody tell you? Did somebody post it? Was it an email?
As far as back I remember, it would have been the Chief Deputy, Robert Beavers.
Have you discussed this case with anybody else in preparation for today other than your lawyer?
No,
All right. Have you reviewed anything?
just my offense incident reports.
You didn't review the actual policy or the judicial order that you referred to?
No.
Okay. Have you looked at the judicial order since March?
Yes.
All right. When did you look at it? From the time, well, okay. You arrested Ms. Berquist on, I think it was March 28th, 2018, right?
Correct.
Okay. After you arrested her, did you look at the order that day?
No.
How soon after the arrest did you look up the order to see what it actually said?
I don't recall.
Okay. Was it very soon after? Was it only after you got served with a lawsuit? Can you help me out at all? Because it's almost a year later.
Again, I can't recall when I looked at it.
Do you remember if it was hot or cold outside?
I don't.
Do you remember where you looked it up?
I don't recall.
Did you ask somebody to bring it to you, or did you look it up yourself?
I believe it was sent to us by our main offices.
So
So
when you
our
say it was,
supervisor.
I'm sorry?
By a chief of court's office.
What's that person's name?
At that time, I think it would have been Eddie Avant.
And he sent it to you by way of email, text message. How did he send it to you?
I don't recall.
Is it documented somewhere
Is what documented?
that he sent this to you? Is there a note somewhere indicating that he sent it to you? Is there a text message, a phone call, an email, anything that would point to him actually sending you this judicial order? And again, we're talking after Ms. Berquist was arrested.
I can't answer that for sure.
Okay. You've had a chance to review the order since the arrest?
I read it back then, yes.
Okay. And does it say in and around the building?
It does not.
Right. It says in the building, right?
Yes,
Right. Because in the building is where the order pertains to, right?
correct.
Outside of the building is public, and anybody could take pictures there all day and all night, right?
Correct.
In fact, Ms. Berquist could go outside right now and do exactly what she was doing back on the day that you arrested her, and if you saw her doing it, what would you do today?
I'm gonna object. Calls for speculation. You can answer it if you understood the question.
We probably would not have detained her.
Would not have detained her. So if you would have actually known the law, you would not have detained her, right?
Well, right now we would know what she was doing out there. But at the time, we didn't know if she was videotaping people coming out, videotaping witnesses, videotaping people that were involved in domestic violence, videotaping inside the door where the posts were. We didn't know that.
Any of those examples you just gave, if that's what you thought she was doing, would you arrest her then?
Then?
Now. Would you arrest her now?
Now I know who she is and I know what she's doing.
Forget her. Let's say somebody else is outside. We get done with the deposition, you walk outside or you look outside your window and you see somebody filming the building. Are you going to go over and detain that person or not?
I'm going to object again. Calls for speculation.
Samantha, aware of her rights, pointed out that suspicion alone does not constitute a lawful basis for detainment. Undeterred, Milazzo and Larson escalated the situation, insisting she accompany them inside. Samantha refused, reiterating her right to film in a public space. At one point, Larson sarcastically commented on her decision to remain silent, a clear demonstration of the officer's disregard for the protections afforded under the Fifth Amendment. Milazzo, growing more aggressive, threatened Samantha with 90 days in jail for contempt of court if she did not comply. Eventually, the officers handcuffed Samantha, claiming it was necessary for officer safety. Her camera was confiscated, and she was taken inside the courthouse.
Was Miss Berquist detained for taking pictures?
Yes. And for not identifying herself.
Right. Is there a law that requires people to identify themselves when requested by law enforcement?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you delete her pictures?
Did you delete my footage?
Do you want to cooperate or not?
Remaining silent.
No.
Who did?
Don't know.
You don't know who deleted her pictures?
No.
Did you ever tell her that she was going to go to jail for 90 days?
I believe we informed her that the judge could hold her in contempt for up to 90 days.
But you never told her, matter-of-factly, that she's going to go to jail for 90 days if she doesn't give you her ID?
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to probably take her in front of the judge.
Okay.
He's going to hold her in contempt for, I think right now he's doing 90 days.
Okay.
So, is that okay with you?
Remaining silent.
Okay, but you realize you're going to go to Cook County Jail for 90 days.
Remaining silent.
I don't recall that, no.
Well, did you or did you not? Or do you not know?
I do not recall that.
Is that something that you would do and say?
No.
The aftermath of the incident saw Samantha released without charges, but the damage was done. She filed a lawsuit against Cook County, alleging multiple violations of her civil rights, including unlawful detainment, intimidation, illegal arrest, and destruction of property. In depositions, both officers struggled to justify their actions. Larson admitted she was unfamiliar with the Fourth Amendment, while Milazzo dismissed Samantha's concerns as the behavior of a crazy. On September 14, 2023, Officer Pirtle of the New Mexico State University Police Department responded to an anonymous tip alleging that 19-year-old student Joel Martinez had brought a case of beer into his dorm room in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Shortly after Officer Pirtle knocked on the door, Mr. Martinez began filming the interaction.
I can help you.
Is there anyone else in here?
No, it's just me.
Okay. You mind just opening the door, that way I can see?
What you trying to look for?
I just want to make sure there's no one else in there. Start, and then I'll talk to you.
There's no one in there right now.
Okay.
Right.
Come out here and talk to me then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest with you. So we got a report that you were seen walking into your dorm with alcohol.
Okay.
Is there alcohol in there?
I don't answer questions. What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Pirtle, NMSU Police. You have an ID with you?
I do.
Okay, can I see it?
You suspect me of a crime?
I do.
Okay, what crime and how can you articulate it?
Minor in possession of alcohol. We got a report that you were walked in.
So it's like here that they said thing? It's like they said that he has, and that's how you're gonna articulate it.
So we don't have to go down this route. If you wanna go down this route, we can.
Well, I really don't, but like I'm studying right now. I'm doing homework. You knocked on my door. I'm out here. I want to know what's on. You say that they said that there's alcohol in this room. How can you articulate it though?
Okay, so that's why I'm here talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I still need to ID you.
No.
And then we need to go from there.
You have to suspect me of a crime.
I do.
You realize that cops in New Mexico don't have qualified immunity, right?
I do that. I do.
Okay,
that.
so from here on, let's just be careful with what you're about to do right now. Okay. You're saying that you want my ID, but right now you or yourself can articulate a crime that I've committed.
Okay.
So
I already explained to you why I'm here. Why
okay,
I need your ID.
I know what you're here, but okay, is my ID gonna tell you if there's alcohol in that room?
No, but I still need to identify you.
My name is Joel.
I need your first, last name, and your date of birth.
No, you don't.
I do. If you don't want to provide that,
you don't want to call Officer Donovan or one of your supervisors here?
Yeah, I can get a sergeant over.
Then calling him because right now, this is not what you want to do right now. Because this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment.
Okay. All right. Let me get a sergeant over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Refusing Officer Pirtle's request for identification, Mr. Martinez argued that the anonymous report of him bringing alcohol into his dorm room lacks sufficient grounds for reasonable suspicion. In similar cases, courts have held that anonymous tips alone are often unreliable unless corroborated by specific, verifiable details. While the caller claimed to have first-hand knowledge of Mr. Martinez carrying a case of beer, there is no indication that Officer Pirtle corroborated the tip beyond Mr. Martinez's appearance. This lack of verification could weaken the claim of reasonable suspicion, leaving room for Mr. Martinez to argue that the detention was unjustified.
Yeah, that's my roommate.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hang out here then.
Is he detained?
No, that's fine. I just don't want anyone else going in the room.
You could go in then. If he's not detained, he's free to go.
Yeah, he's free to go, but he can't go in the room.
He can't?
No, not at this time.
Someone called and said that they saw or me walk in there with a case of beer. But that's all they have, so.
It's an investigation. I'm talking to him. He doesn't want to identify himself. So there's a sergeant on the way that's going to talk to him until this gets figured out. I don't want anyone to go in the room.
Is anything going to happen if I don't identify myself?
You can be arrested for concealing identity, yes.
I want you to say, if you don't ID to me right now, if I don't give you my ID, that you're going to arrest me. I want you to give me that ultimatum.
Just hold on. You want to wait? You said you wanted to wait to speak to a supervisor, so let's just do that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Stay there. Appreciate it.
Okay. So right now we have minor in possession of alcohol, possibly.
And he asked me if anything's going to happen if he doesn't give me his name and date of birth. I told him that potentially you could be arrested for concealing identity if we want to go that route. Okay, I want you to give me that ultimatum right here, right now. He said that you're aware. Are you aware that MSU or that New Mexico doesn't have qualified immunity? Yeah. So he went down that route. So I think that's what he's trying to get at.
Hi.
Hi. Name and badge number, please.
Sergeant John Lovelace. My badge number is 212.
212. All right, thank you. Officer said here that if I don't ID, I will be subject to arrest. Is that true?
Possible, yes.
Possible, yes or no? I need that ultimatum, or else I won't get my ID.
Okay, so technically right now, yes, you could be arrested.
Could. I need a yes or no. Like, I need you to tell me if you don't give me your ID right now, I'm going to arrest you.
Why would I say that to you?
Because right now you're asking.
Yes.
And I have the right to say no. Because you're asking. It's not a lawful order. Okay. I need you to make it a lawful order.
You're being detained for suspicion of minor in possession of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see your ID.
Okay, and if not?
And if not, you could be considered concealing identity.
Because New Mexico statute says that concealing of identity is a secondary charge. I would have to have been arrested or suspected of a crime. No, right now, you hear just hearsay.
Arrested or suspected. You're being suspected of having possession.
On what grounds?
Okay, so do you have any alcohol in your possession?
I don't answer questions. On what grounds?
What we're trying to do is we're trying to be cooperative with you and have you be cooperative with us.
Mm-hmm.
And help us clear this matter up.
Okay, I gave him my name, Joel.
What's your last name?
You don't need my last name and you do not need my date of birth unless you want to run my name through your system. Are you trying to run my name through the system?
Do you have warrants for your arrest?
I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions. I'm asking questions. I don't. It's my Fifth Amendment. Is it or is it not?
So the next step in this process would be, would you give us consent to check your room?
Nope.
To make sure that you have no alcohol in your possession?
Nope. I do not consent to any searches nor seizures.
Okay, very good. This is completely up to you how you want to play this.
You could get a warrant, or you could, or you have probable cause. Go ahead.
Right now, we do have reasonable suspicion that possibly a crime had been committed.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to investigate that.
Mm-hmm.
You're certainly welcome to refuse. if you wish.
I know.
But we need to ID you. If you do not present your identification, you can face a non-traffic
Could.
citation.
No, I need that ultimatum.
cooperative
I will
with
give
us.
you my ID if you say that I'm going to go get arrested if I don't give it to you.
So you'll give us if we say that.
If you say that, yes, sir. Because that's already grounds for me to set up litigation against you.
So you want us to threaten
You want us to
Yes, I
threaten
want you to give me that ultimatum if you really want the ID.
threaten you. That's not how this is gonna
Why? Because you know you can't. You know you can because you know that opens up for litigation. And to make this clear, I'm detained right now, right?
Correct.
Thank you. Are you Googling the laws right now? Because that's really what you should be doing right now. All right,
You okay with that?
Yeah, continue reading
Are
the
you
statute.
sure you're okay with that?
Yeah. I give you permission.
Okay, so here's why we need your name and date of birth. I'm going to read you the law because you are a law student, okay?
Sean, can you
According to
get
New
you again?
Mexico, it's all being recorded.
Yeah, I know, but
My
those
body
are hard to
camera's
get.
running.
So I'm gonna use my own.
So concealing identity consists of states.
Okay, so your investigation is investigating that I'm in possession of alcohol, right?
That's exactly
Okay,
what
and
we
if I don't
said.
give you, if I give you my IDs, I gonna tell you if I do or do not have alcohol in that room?
If
Or is it
you-
just a way,
if you
pathway
deny-
to find me with something?
No, the ID is so that we can identify who we are talking to. If you wish to deny us access to that room, that is totally within your rights.
I know.
But you refusing to identify yourself to
know.
us by name and date of birth, that is concealing identity,
Yeah?
okay?
Okay, so just tell me
So,
that if I don't give you
can-
the ID, you're gonna arrest me, just
Okay.
say it.
Show us your ID. We need to see your ID, or
Or-
you will be arrested.
After repeatedly refusing to identify himself, Mr. Martinez was informed by Sergeant Lovelace that he would be arrested for concealing identity if he did not comply. Under New Mexico law, concealing identity involves hiding one's identity with intent to obstruct or hinder an officer in their duties. However, the statute applies only when officers have reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. Courts have clarified that without reasonable suspicion, refusing to provide identification is not a crime, and individuals are free to leave. If a court found the anonymous tip insufficient to establish reasonable suspicion, it would likely rule that Mr. Martinez could not be convicted of concealing identity.
You got that right? Yeah. Yeah, you got that. For real.
Why do you use that term?
Because what are you searching my, like,
We're not searching
no,
you.
that's a
Go ahead and identify him real quick,
seize of
please.
my identification.
Just
Is
need
a
to confirm.
seizure of my identification, yes or no?
We just need to see who you are in order to
I
go
told you
for
my name.
investigation.
My
You gave
legal
us your
name.
first name.
What is my, Joel, not the legal name or what?
Joel what?
He has my ID, go look at it.
Perfect. That's all we
Yeah.
needed. Thank you.
Am I able to go in my room?
No, not yet. Just hold up for just a minute, please, guys. Okay, so he's denying us for consent to search. That's
No, it's
fine.
fine.
But we have him ID'd, so we're gonna make sure we take a report. We'll get that here in just a minute. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Joel.
Yeah. Themselves.
Okay, have a good, you guys can go to your, thank you. If we really wanted to push the issue, we could stop and lock the room down and get a search warrant. But we have an anonymous complaint. So it's really kind of one of those things that's up in the air. We don't want to.
Sergeant Lovelace claimed the officers could lock down the dorm room and obtain a search warrant for the beer. However, under the Fourth Amendment, a warrant requires probable cause, which seems unlikely in this case, due to the lack of corroboration for the anonymous tip.
Oh, wait, they're right here. They're still here, bro. I'm gonna stand right here.
Just listening.
Yeah, you're listening? Mm-hmm. All right, anything else I can help you guys with?
We just danced.
You're just gonna stand around and get paid?
Yeah, sure.
You're just gonna stand around and get paid, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can just prove some braces. I'm gonna get complaints on both of you.
Okay.
And Chief Donovan's gonna know about because he knows who I am.
Chief Donovan knows you.
Chief Donovan knows who I am.
Okay, very
All
good.
right?
So
If
we're
you
not
could,
gonna argue with you. Have a
Yeah,
nice
then
day.
get the out of here.
Well, this is actually a common area, so we're allowed to be.
Yeah, go work. I pay you for something. Yes, I
Why
pay
are
you
you
for
doing
something.
this?
Get out of here. Because you got my ID for no reason, brother.
Oh, okay.
Get the out of here.
Have a nice day, sir.
After the interaction with Mr. Martinez, the officers left the dorm without further incident. While it's unclear if Mr. Martinez filed a complaint with the New Mexico State University Police, he stated he would discuss the encounter with Chief Donovan.